Hello everybody, it's Kevin, the Canadian Hillbilly, and this is episode 1 of the Alberta Adventure. So, I've been told that there's a little bit of gold in this here river. This here river is the North Saskatchewan River. Springtime is in full effect. The river is obviously quite high, but I did manage to find myself a little bit of gravels in here. So, I'm gonna, bust up the shovel, bust up the pan, bust out the rubber gloves so my hands don't get cold, and we're going to see if there's any gold in this here river. And first comes the shove, I might just bounce around. Access to the location is a bit trying, it's not an easy place to get into. But, there's major infrastructure everywhere. Like I got a bigger road up here. I'm just going to give you guys a little look around and show you the topography here. Okay. So we got a bridge here. Here's some of the ground. Look at all the insects swimming around down in here. There must be a crap ton of happy fish in this place. Look at this big slab of ice. Got dislodged and pushed up here in the spring. So my first pan is going to be out of this kind of general area, first couple pans, just to see what there is to see, and hopefully we see some gold in there, which would be nice. I'm always optimistic, but you never know. I just can't get everything on insects. Look at these rocks. Just covered. And all those little guys. Like I say, the fish in here just must be really happy with life. So, I'm going to turn you guys off. I'm going to go get that pan there full of clay and mud and gravel, and hopefully full of gold. And I'll turn you back on after I do a couple pans and see how things work out. It's a beautiful day. The sun is shining. I'm dipping a pan. It's about as good as it gets for a fella, really. I'm enjoying it. Well, until I finish my pan, see you then. Bye. Well, after about 4 or 5 different pans, actually I think it was closer to 6, I found gold. Not much, small amounts, like 2 or 3 colors per pan on average. But I found gold. Some gold is better than no gold, that's my saying, But one thing I think I'm going to do is I'm going to work my way a little further downstream, see if I can find more rounded rocks, more actual cobble. A lot of this stuff is just gumbo-y clay, and I hate panning clay because it's just so cloudy in your pan. So I'm going to work my way downstream a little ways until I find some rounded rocks. I think it might be a better bet. But hey, I'm not disappointed so far. I'm actually quite impressed, so that's a bonus. Yeah. Clouds are kind of getting a little thicker, a little rolling in, but I've managed to dodge some rain. It's funny, on the way out here, Sunday, so I went to the little church service there on, in Glendon there, and it's Easter Sunday, so it's kind of a big deal, and they had a nice little brunch, and they gave me a little goodie bag of fruits. So I'm driving here, I'm eating the fruits, and finish all up, and, I got fruit juices all over your hands, so I decided, I'm just going to roll down the window and stick my hand out the window and let it all dry off. That's when it decides to start raining on a fella. Yeah. Good Lord has a good sense of humor, I tell you what, that fella. I just rolled up the window, wiped my hand on my pants, and just started giggling. Well, hopefully my luck continues on. I'm going to continue on downstream, and I'll see what I can find. But so far, some gold's better than no gold. It's enough to put a smile on my face, so that's a bonus. It's nice to go gold panning and not get skunked, you know what I mean? It's wonderful. It's nice. But I'm going to explore and see what this river has to offer. This is a pretty handy-dandy location. I think next time I come, I might try next door there across the way. That's if it's got decent access. That's the whole problem here is found a road on Google Maps. The only thing is, Google Maps doesn't show you where the gate is. Yeah, so there was a little bit of bushwhacking to get down here, so it wasn't too horrible, but, could have been better, but, so, can't complain either. There's gold. It's one of those things where the harder the places to get to, the more chances are you're going to find gold there, because nobody else gets there either. You win some, you lose some. So I'm going to pack up my gear, and I'm going to go for a little stroll down the bank here and see what treasures I can find. See you then. Bye. Well, the day is winding down. I managed to get about 20 pens here in the North Saskatchewan River. It's kind of fascinating. It's just strictly clay on this riverbank on top of You got this crushed gravel, and you figure, oh, that's solid. No, she's just mush. But there's a little bit of gold in the pan. It's probably so small you won't even be able to see it, but hey, at least I found gold. My old saying, some gold's better than no gold. So yeah, I'm gonna sign this one out on episode 1 of the Alberta Adventures. I did bring my metal detector, and I'm hoping to find some land somewhere where a property owner will let me metal detect. And it'd be interesting to see what kind of treasures we can find kicking around old Alberta here, because it goes back a heck of a lot longer than everywhere that I'm used to metal detecting. So, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this. Probably going to be a shorter video. The amount of clay here was just brutal to pan through. Probably 80% of the material in the pan was clay. The rest of it was just crushed bedrock, and it was a rough go. Yeah. So again, thanks for watching. At least there is gold in Alberta. I proved that. And in fact, I'm in Eastern Alberta. I'm closer to Saskatchewan than BC. So that says I'm kind of impressed, because all of this gold basically traveled along that way. I'm thinking I don't know the exact geology of all this. But yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully I get to see you next week. Bye. Little scenery shot. Kids over on the other side of the river, out on their dirt bikes and quad, enjoying life. Get the occasional iceberg floating downstream, and you look way upstream there. That's where I started. You can see my shoes hanging out of the tree in a bag. So I got a bit of a walk ahead of me. So again, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next week. Bye. Oh, that's a long walk through that quicksand of clay. Ugh.